My name is Kimi Takesue, and I'm an independent filmmaker. I live in Brooklyn, New York, and I am here with my film Onlookers, which is having its theatrical premiere at Metrograph, and is also part of this wonderful series, Fire Over Water, Films of Transcendence. My films will also be featured as a showcase, 3 of my feature docs. So Onlookers will be playing Where Are You Taking Me and 95 and 6 to Go, and they'll all be available streaming on Metrograph at home for a month. I would say thematically, a lot of my films explore different kinds of cross-cultural encounters, and I'm very interested in that meeting point when people from different worlds kind of come together and search for some mode of connection or communication. A lot of my creative nonfiction work is very exploratory in the sense that I really am just sort of guided by curiosity, and so several of the films in this series, for example, Onlookers and Where Are You Taking Me? One is shot in Laos, one is shot in Uganda. You know, I really don't go with a particular agenda. You know, I don't have like a stated sort of explicit sort of set of expectations to fulfill. I'm really responding much more to the place and what unfolds and what interests me. You know, I very much embrace my subjectivity as the maker. I'm not present in the sense that you very rarely hear me, but I think that in terms of the way of seeing and the sort of particularities around the sort of point of view, my subjectivity is very much expressed in my pieces. But they really are observational, they're very immersive in terms of just kind of immersion in a place in terms of sound and image. Within my work, I'm driven ultimately by real interest and empathy and respect for what in general, you know, I'm viewing. I very much embrace the perspective of an outsider and that is what I can offer, right? I am not claiming to be an insider. I don't have a particular kind of insight. They're not pieces that give you in-depth sense of, you know, the specificity of culture and history. I also do believe just in the pleasure of some of these experiences, though, of beauty and of place and of new experiences. So I think, you know, I do believe in cinema too being a place that we are capturing elements of beauty. And so I do embrace that aspect of filmmaking too. Well, 95 and 6 to Go, you know, is a portrait of my Japanese-American grandfather in Hawaii, who was born and raised in Honolulu. You know, the film is in part about how he becomes like really fascinated and intrigued by this fiction screenplay that I was working on. And I saw this whole new dimension in him arise in terms of his sort of creativity that I had never known about him. And you know, really all of the films, I think thematically too, are looking very much at people and situations that are overlooked and kind of underestimated. So, you know, another kind of thematic thread is like the everyday, right? The things that we typically sort of just overlook in our lives. And in this case, it was actually my grandfather, you know, who I was overlooking. Where Are You Taking Me is a really interesting project because it actually is a very important follow-up to 95 and 6 to Go. Both of us in these states of limbo where my film isn't getting made, grandmother has just died and we're both together for the first time and we're in this sort of state of suspension. What ends up happening is I never make that fiction film. And what happens instead is I go to the Rotterdam International Film Festival with a short that I made. They basically asked me, hey, we're doing this special project and we're really interested in learning more about African cinema and we want you to do the research for us. So I went to Uganda. While I was there, I just had freedom to sort of make whatever I wanted. And what was so significant about this is that this was following the devastation of 95 and 6 to Go. And it really was about reclaiming my sense of myself as an artist and realizing that I could still make work that didn't require a lot of money, or basically no money, where I could rely on myself, where I could shoot it, I could do the whole piece. And that piece was a flow experience because I really went into it very specifically, like I have no expectations, I want to just regain my sight because I've been in tunnel vision for so long. You know, actually my dream for the film Onlookers was to have a theatrical release at Metrograph. That was actually my goal with the film. And you know, I have made a body of work. That was my personal goal for this particular film. And you know, I achieved it, and it's just such an honor, and I'm so proud to be having Onlookers have its theatrical release at Metrograph.